Yo, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of The Source. Got Monday Night Football tonight. Quick recap of how week one's gone so far. I am minus 0.35 units, so just about even, just below zero. Not really stressing about it because two of my biggest losses were the Patriots and the Chargers. Not saying I deserve to win them. Well, maybe the Patriots. Nah, not saying I deserve to win them. I'm just saying it came down to the end and it was coin flip. You're going to win some of those games and you're going to lose some of those games. And I just happen to be on the receiving end of those two. And those two happen to be two of my biggest bets. So it's all right. We're still right around zero. We can still make this a green week tonight. Jets, Bills, where'd this line open? 2.5. Yeah, I got this line open Jets plus 1.5, actually. Total opened up at 48. Let's do it.
Welcome to The Source. The Source. Source. Hey, get the Source.
So like I said, it opened at 1.5, but early action came in all over the Buffalo Bills, and it was up at 2.5 earlier this week. But if you look as the week progressed, action's starting to come in on the Jets now. It's almost back to even, and this line is dropped. It's sitting at 2 on most books, even 1.5 on a couple. So let's start with the Jets defense, and the turnaround we saw last season was just silly. In 2021, the Jets were dead last in points allowed, dead last in DVOA, 30th in yards per pass attempt allowed, and 25th in yards per rush attempt allowed. Last season, they were top 10 in all 4 of those categories. Sauce Gardner led the entire league with 20 defended passes. He allowed 1 or 0 catches in 10 out of 17 games. That's absolutely nuts. Garrett Wilson set the rookie franchise record for the Jets in both receptions and receiving yards. And even Breece Hall, before he tore his ACL, according to Next Gen Stats, he was 1.49 rushing yards over expected per attempt. That would have led the NFL if he continued on that pace throughout the league. According to rushing DVOA numbers, Breece Hall was the 12th best rookie running back since 2000. So the Jets must have broken their 12-year playoff drought, right? Everything's going well. They must have made the playoffs. No, they didn't, because they're the Jets. Jets lost 7 of their last 8 games, and their only win came against the Bears, who had the number 1 overall pick last year. So what was the cause of it? Well, we already know the answer to that question. It was the quarterback play. Believe it or not, Zach Wilson actually improved last year. In DVOA and yards over replacement, he went from 34th and 34th back in 2021 to 28th and 27th. Still nowhere close to where you want your starting quarterback to be. Through 9 games last year, Zach Wilson was completing just 54.5% of his passes, averaging 187 yards per game, just a 72.8 passer rating, 6 touchdowns, 7 picks. So yeah, that's not going to cut it. The Jets defense held opponents to 20 or less points in 11 games last year, but it was too much to overcome because the Jets offense was just 29th in scoring. 2 fun Jets facts here from FTN. These are funny. These come from Prop Beaver. He's a Jets fan. Since 2006, the Jets have had 2 seasons of a positive DVOA from qualifying quarterbacks. Chad Pennington in 2006 and Ryan Fitzpatrick in 2015. And this one, it gets even sadder than that. Despite being terrible last year, Zach Wilson's pass DVOA was actually the best by a Jets quarterback since Josh McCown in 2017. But anyway, fast forward, it's a brand new year, and we know that the Jets addressed this. They brought in Aaron Rodgers. 2022 was not the best year for Aaron Rodgers, just 3,700 yards, 6.8 yards per attempt, 26 touchdowns, 12 picks. Not a great season as far as Aaron Rodgers standards go, but we have to take into account that Rodgers is playing in a system he didn't like, with low-end wide receiver talent and a thumb injury he was dealing with for most of the year. Let's not forget that Aaron Rodgers was the MVP of the league in back-to-back seasons before last year, so it's not like that was 10 years ago. It's literally the previous 2 years. He's also reunited with his OC Nathaniel Hackett, who's obviously there with the Jets now. Through 3 seasons in Green Bay under Hackett, the offense finished 8th, 1st, and 2nd in DVOA. So yeah, there's reason to be hopeful for this Jets offense. But they definitely drew a tough challenge in week 1, as the Bills have one of the best defenses in football, as I'm sure you know. Last year, their safeties Jordan Poyer, Micah Hyde, and Tre'Davious White, their corner, all missed a handful of games. Bills still finished the season ranked 4th in overall defensive DVOA, 8th against the pass, and 3rd against the run. That's with some stars missing time. And I know a lot of people are thinking the Bills defense is going to take this huge hit with Tremaine Edmunds gone. He plays for the Bears now. But you know what? Tremaine Edmunds' PFF grades from last year indicate he was actually better against the pass. He was rated just 56.5 as a rushing defender in 2022. Now, if we flip things around and look at the Bills offense, we know that Josh Allen partially tore his UCL in week 9. It was actually in the Jets game, if I'm not mistaken, but somehow it only got better after that. Don't really understand that. In weeks 1 through 9, the Bills offense ranked 6th in total DVOA, 6th in passing, 15th in rushing. But then from week 10 on, Josh Allen playing with a partially torn ligament, the Bills ranked 5th in total offensive DVOA, 5th in passing, and 7th in rushing. So analytically, they got better. They leaned more on Josh Allen using his legs than his arm. Maybe that makes the offense better. Now, when we flip things over and look at the other side, take a look at the Bills offense, Josh Allen really couldn't do anything in the air against this Jets secondary last year. Through 2 games, Josh Allen averages 176 passing yards per game, 55.7 completion percentage, and a 64.4 passer rating. That's terrible for anyone, let alone Josh Allen. And the Jets actually covered the number in both of those games. The Jets beat the Bills in the Meadowlands last year, 20-17. They lost 20-12 in the other one, but they were catching like 9.5, 10 points or something. I think it was 10.5 if I remember correctly. So Josh Allen did not perform well against the Jets last year. I mean, the Jets had Zach Wilson and Mike White in those games, still 2-0 against the spread. As far as what I'm personally betting, I'm taking the under. So let me just get that out of the way. Taking the under, 45.5. After what we saw this week, and these two teams both should have top 5 defenses, I'm taking the under for sure. I'm going to bet the Jets. I don't know how high my confidence level is in that, but I'm going to take the 2 points at home. I still think Buffalo is probably the better team overall, but laying 2 points on the road means it's going to be around 4.5, 5 on a neutral site, and at a full 7 in Buffalo. And I just don't think the gap's that big. So I'll take the home dogs here. Give me the Jets +2 and the under at 45.5. If you want my top bets, parlay of the day, want to join the Discord, anything like that, head over to KyleKirms.com. I'll do a same game parlay for today. That's what I usually do for the primetime games. So yeah, head over to KyleKirms.com if you're interested in that. Monday Night Football. Let's finish week 1 strong. Let's get back in the green. We're slightly red light right now. We need 1 win to get back in the green. Let's do it. Remember to bet responsibly, and I'll talk to you on Twitter.